Imagine you're listening to the stars, just static, silence, and the hum of the universe. Then suddenly, a signal, strong, focused, unexplained. It lasts for 72 seconds, and then it's gone. Forever. Welcome to today's episode, where we explore one of the most compelling, unsolved mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, the WOW signal. Detected in 1977 by a radio telescope in Ohio, this brief burst of radio energy has never been explained, never repeated, and never forgotten. In this video, we'll break down what the WOW signal really was, how it was discovered, why it's so scientifically significant, and what it could mean for the future of humanity's search for intelligent life beyond Earth. Whether you're a space enthusiast, a science lover, or just someone who enjoys a good mystery, this story will leave you wondering what else might be out there. In the 1970s, the idea of intelligent life beyond Earth was no longer just science fiction. SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, was becoming a serious scientific endeavor. One of its most important tools was the Big Ear radio telescope, located in Delaware, Ohio. Unlike traditional telescopes that observe light, Big Ear was designed to detect radio waves from space. It was enormous, over 100 meters long, and used a fixed, non-moving design. Instead of tracking objects, it relied on the rotation of the Earth to scan the sky. Each point in space passed through its field of view for exactly 72 seconds. That meant if a signal came from a specific direction, Big Ear had just over a minute to detect it before it moved on. The telescope was tuned to listen for narrow-band radio signals, those confined to a very small range of frequencies. These are extremely rare in nature, but they're exactly the kind of signals we might expect from an intelligent source trying to communicate across the stars. On the night of August 15, 1977, at precisely 11:16 p.m., Big Ear picked up something extraordinary. A sudden spike in radio intensity appeared on the printout. It was strong, clean, and narrowband, centered at 1420.4556 MHz. That frequency is incredibly important. It's known as the hydrogen line, the natural emission frequency of neutral hydrogen atoms. Because hydrogen is the most abundant element in the universe, many scientists believe this frequency would be a logical choice for interstellar communication. It now lasted for the full 72 seconds, rising and falling in intensity just as a real celestial source would. It didn't repeat. It didn't drift. It was a perfect match for what SETI researchers had been hoping to find. The computer translated the signal's strength into a sequence of characters, 6EQUJ5. Each character represented a different level of intensity, with U being the peak. A few days later, volunteer astronomer Jerry Amon was reviewing the data when he spotted the anomaly. He was stunned. This wasn't just a random blip. It was a clear, powerful signal that stood out from the background noise. In a moment of excitement, he circled the printout in red ink and wrote a single word in the margin. Wow! That spontaneous reaction gave the signal its name and its place in history. Amon, a cautious and experienced scientist, didn't claim it was proof of extraterrestrial life. But he couldn't explain it either, and despite decades of investigation, no one else has been able to either. The signal appeared to come from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius near a group of stars called Chi Sagittarii. But there was a complication. Big Ear had two feed horns, meaning the signal could have come from one of two slightly different directions. And because it never repeated, we couldn't determine which one. Follow-up observations were conducted for weeks, then years. Scientists used more sensitive equipment, scanned the same region repeatedly, and even searched for similar signals elsewhere in the sky. But the WOW signal was never detected again. It was a one-time event, brief, brilliant, and baffling. And that's what makes it so mysterious. In science, repeatability is key. Without it, we're left with speculation. Over the decades, scientists have proposed many theories to explain the WOW signal. Some suggested it was a secret military transmission or a reflection from a satellite. Others thought it might be a natural cosmic event we don't yet understand. In 2017, astronomer Antonio Paris proposed that the signal might have come from a hydrogen cloud surrounding a comet, specifically Comet 266P Christensen, which was in the vicinity at the time. But this theory has been widely criticized. The signal was too narrow, too strong, and too clean to match what we know about comet emissions. Other ideas include interstellar scintillation, radio frequency interference, or even a malfunction in the telescope's electronics. But none of these explanations fully account for the signal's characteristics. To this day, no terrestrial or natural source has been confirmed, and no similar signal has ever been detected again. The WOW signal remains the best candidate we've ever had for a potential extraterrestrial transmission. It wasn't proof, but it was a tantalizing clue. It has inspired books, documentaries, and decades of scientific curiosity. It's a cornerstone of SETI history, and a reminder of how much we still don't know about the universe. In 2022, a team of researchers used updated star catalogs to identify sun-like stars in the region where the signal originated, raising the possibility that we might one day find its source. The WOW signal has become more than just a data point. It's a symbol of our curiosity, our hope, and our desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. The WOW signal was a moment, just 72 seconds long, that left a mark on human history. It reminds us that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of possibilities. Maybe it was a message, maybe it was nothing, but in that uncertainty lies something powerful. The hope that we are not alone, and perhaps one day the silence will break again. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the greatest space mysteries of our time. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with fellow explorers of the unknown. Have your own theory about the WOW signal? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep looking up. The stars are still speaking, and we're still listening.